Today, I'm going to be comparing Steam Link versus Nvidia Gamestream. But first, my name is Steve Smith, this is TQA Weekly, and let's see whether Nvidia Shield or the Steam Link option is best for you. Just so we all understand this, we're going to focus on gaming for this comparison. My own analogs, my own experience is with the Nvidia Shield Portable and using devices like the Raspberry Pi 3 Model B in order to make my own Steam Link. I could tell you a whole bunch about this hardware, all the pros and cons, but the fact of the matter is that some of this is not going to be up to the same par as some of the more expensive hardware, which means I'm going to focus basically on whether or not it is better for you, and you get to pick your own hardware when it comes to this. So, gaming itself is a multi-platform endeavor. You play video games on any computer you want. You can very easily do this on Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iOS. Any serious manufacturer of an operating system that wants people to be engaged on their operating system and not disappear into the night like a faded pipe dream has to support gaming on it, which means that you have to be able to support Nvidia graphics cards and AMD graphics cards and everything else that has to do with gaming. So, because we can install an Nvidia graphics card, for example, or even an AMD graphics card in a Windows, Mac, or Linux machine, you would think that at the very least, Nvidia Gamestream would be a feature that existed outside of Windows. And it doesn't. And that actually is a problem. Further complicating things is the requirement for the Nvidia Shield device. And to take advantage of the Gamestream option, you need a newer graphics card, and that is just for starters. Steam itself works on Windows, Linux, and Mac. You can use an older, less powerful device if you wanted. You can even install Steam Link on a Raspberry Pi like I did last week. And it's very simple to do. You can run Steam Link on an Android phone. At one point, you might even be able to run it on an Apple iPhone if Apple ever lets it into the App Store. Needless to say, you could connect your Steam account via the Steam Link on a multitude of different devices. And it doesn't care about whether you have Nvidia graphics cards or AMD. Now, the Steam Link itself works over the network very easily. Provided that your Steam account is loaded on your Windows, Linux, or Mac machine, at the time of which you load the Steam Link application, you'll be able to simply link with a PIN number each of these devices together. In the case of Nvidia's Gamestream, using the Shield device, you have to go into GeForce Experience, have an account, which obviously we already have a Steam account, but that's not the point. You have to have a GeForce Experience account. You have to log into that same account into your Nvidia Shield device at the same time. So don't get confused. It's not the same account as your Android device. You have to actually go into the Nvidia software and log in with your GeForce Experience account. And while that does actually come out to being something that everybody should understand anyway, it is just a little bit harder considering that they're overcomplicating everything for no reason. Here are the things. While the Steam Link itself can be used remotely outside of the network, it actually requires port forwarding and some other complicated stuff that you might not be able to explain to a younger person or to definitely an older person. But in the case of Nvidia Shield with GeForce Experience and the Gamestream, the fact you log in means that you're able to do it without any settings being changed whatsoever. Now let's talk about what's important. Game selection. Nvidia Gamestream allows you to play virtually all the video games on your computer without any issue. Keeping in mind that your computer has to be Windows and have an Nvidia graphics card and you need an Nvidia Shield device. But provided you have everything, you can play any game you want on your computer. In the case of Steam, you can't play most of the games on your computer if they're not in Steam. There are steps that you can take to make it possible, which I'll get to in a future episode, but it requires a few more steps. It's easier to log into your local network on the Steam Link. It's easier to pick up all the parts that you want. It's less expensive, but as far as ease of use, the Nvidia got it down there. Now, the really neat thing is that controllers on both of these are basically a non-issue. They will accept virtually every controller whatsoever in existence. And since a lot of people play with Xbox controllers anyway, or Logitech controllers, you don't really have that much of a problem when it comes to this. So here are the two scenarios that will probably help you figure out which scenario is best for you. The first scenario being, let's say, for the person who doesn't want to mess around with settings. You just want everything to work and be able to use it from everywhere and anywhere you want. Means that you would be using an Nvidia Shield and being logged into GeForce Experience on a computer. Your computer does have to be on, like Steam. And of course, you have to buy all the graphics cards, Nvidia Shields, and everything. It's more expensive, but it will just work. With only one super non-minor hiccup. GeForce Experience routinely logs you out without notice. Just to point that out. So before you go anywhere, make sure you're still logged in. The second scenario, where you get to pick and choose every part of the network, computer, and stream device, the Steam Link option is better. And by the way, probably less expensive and easier to upgrade with time. And by extension, Valve, as long as they continue to support their SteamOS and Steam Link, will simply make it easier and easier for you to actually set up as time goes by. While you can't just play out of the box every game in your computer, you can, with some explanation, actually figure out how to load any of the games in your computer. So if you're the kind of person who wants a little bit of more of a challenge and the reward of being able to learn how to do this by yourself, using Steam Link is actually a good solution for you. So if you want it to just work, Nvidia Gamestream is the best. If you want a least expensive solution, Steam Link is the actual winner. And on top of everything else, if we're pinning this apples to apples, most people will only play in their own home. And in that case, Steam Link would definitely be a clear winner, considering that you can use a $50 card to play your games. Like this episode if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, share with those that you think can benefit from this, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions for topics, email me at ask@tqaweekly.com or go to my website, tqaweekly.com, where you can search for other episodes based on gaming, where you can actually contact me via the contact form, go to all of the old episodes that you want, as well as other stuff as well. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.